Welcome today. Today I would like to videotape this role play that we're going to do, and it will be loaded on YouTube for my MCH 669 pre-practicum class to view. Is it okay with you if we go ahead and videotape the role play with your permission today?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Please understand that any disclosures of issues of self-harm, child abuse, elder abuse, or legal issues that I would need to report them since I am mandated to do so.
Okay.
Okay. Will you just sign this for me, please? That's an informed consent form of everything we just talked about. Do you have any questions at all?
No.
Thank you. Okay, what brings you here today?
Just need somebody to talk to, I guess.
Okay, what kind of things do you need to talk about?
I don't know, a lot, I guess.
Okay. Tell me about what your feelings are about what you're going through in your life right now.
I don't know. I feel kind of overwhelmed, I guess.
So I hear you say you feel overwhelmed. Tell me about what makes you feel that way.
I don't know, just a lot of
Stuff. Tell me about what your home life is like.
I have 2 little kids, and I'm married.
Okay, so I hear you saying that you have 2 young children.
Right?
What are their ages?
2.5 and 9 months.
That can be quite a challenge, can it, those ages?
Well, I don't know if those ages, but just them together, I guess.
Is it the dynamic of the 2 children's personalities?
I don't know. I don't really know what other kids are like, I guess, so can't really say it's that, but just, I don't know, they're close in age, so that could be a challenge sometimes.
When I hear you say it's a challenge sometimes, what kind of things are challenging for you?
I don't know, just like, it's hard to split my time between them. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm neglecting one of them. Like, I know I'm not really, but it's just, I don't know, it's hard to, like, feel like you're giving each one all you can, like, you're 100%, you know what I mean? Because you have to be split between the 2, so.
So what you're saying is you feel like you're not giving each child the amount of attention that you feel like you should be giving them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds to me like that you're a very concerned mom because you recognize that, that issue does exist with 2 young kids. So from my perspective, I feel like that really impresses me that you recognize that it's difficult as a mom to split your time between 2 young kids who, they have a lot of needs when they're that young. You have one child probably that is the younger child still on the bottle, and the other child that's 2, she's probably just kind of learning how to eat on her own and that sort of thing at this point.
Well, I mean, she's pretty good at, like, getting stuff for herself, but it's just, like, I don't know, she's still, it's not even just like the everyday like needs necessarily, like
Mm-hmm.
sustainability. It's more like just like emotionally, and you know, it's hard to like be able to sit down with her and feel like I can like teach her things or whatever. Like I always feel like I have to, you know, like juggle more than one thing, which I guess that's like kind of normal in life anyways, but it's just, I don't know, it's just harder than I think if it's just one at a time.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. So, what you're saying is that you'd like to give her more attention, teach her different things if you had more time, but you also have to include this other child in the mix, and it can be a difficult balance, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. I think a lot of people in your position, when they have more than one young child, I'm sure have the same challenges that you do. So, is there a specific goal that you're trying to, come here today and talk to me about? Something that you would like to get out of therapy?
I don't know. Like I said, I just feel overwhelmed.
So, do you think that you're coming here maybe looking for ideas of how to feel less overwhelmed, maybe?
I guess.
Yes. Okay, tell me what some of your thoughts are about what kind of things you do outside of your home? Do you, spend time with friends, anything like that to get away once in a while?
Well, I work full time, so I really don't have a lot of time to spend with friends, but every once in a while, not very often.
Wow, so you work full time too. So you don't, what you're saying is you don't get a lot of time outside of home and work.
Like, I don't really want to. I mean, I know that, um, I mean, sometimes just go to the store or something, like,
Mhm.
after I've been home with them all day, but I don't know, like,
Mhm.
I don't, because I do work, like, I feel like I miss out on that time with them, so I don't want to be gone all the time or anything, but
Mhm.
just, you know, I guess for my sanity, I just like to have
Mhm.
a couple minutes to myself every day, which I think is fairly normal.
Mhm. Sounds like it. Can you think of anything that you like to do outside of home that might relax you at all?
Well, my husband and I like to go out sometimes. He's pretty good about like taking on dates and stuff,
Mhm.
especially when we have like two little kids. It's really good for us to be able to get out together and like spend time on our marriage because obviously with like two little kids, it's easier when both of us are home because we
Mhm.
both can kind of tackle one, like one of us each.
Mhm.
But then obviously that doesn't leave a lot of time for us together.
Mhm.
So, um, especially we work different shifts a lot, and so there's not always that time in the evenings to spend together.
Mhm.
So, it's good for us to get out together.
So what you're saying is once in a while you guys do get out on a date to spend some time together, and how often does that happen?
Um, about once every other week. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It really depends. But
Mhm. And to be able to get out, do you have some family resources or somebody that helps you watch the children?
my mom helps a lot. My husband's parents help sometimes, but they also have other grandchildren that they have more responsibility with. So
Mm-hmm.
um, our kids see them less.
So what you're saying is maybe with your husband's parents, they're less of a resource for you because they have other grandchildren that they're more responsible for than maybe they ought to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you do have your mom, and she does help you, so you guys can get out once in a while. So tell me, do you and your husband do you and your husband, besides these dates, is there anything that, any activities that you share together that you could do together just besides a date?
I don't know, we watch movies
You watch movies
at home.
at home?
Yeah, we like, we'll have like movies and snacks and stuff.
Mm. Is there ever a time when you go out to the movie theater?
We used to do it a lot before we had kids, but I don't know, like, he still really likes going to movies and stuff, but I don't really like, I don't know. I guess I don't really like it as much because when we do get out and we get to have a date, like, I don't want to spend 2 hours or, whatever of our time at the movie, because it's like, if we're out together, I want to be able to talk and, like, spend time with each other, not, like, sit next to each other and watch a movie.
I see.
So, like, that's, I think, why we do it at home, because it's like we can still talk and we can pause a movie if we have to, and so.
So you feel like it's a little bit easier at home to watch a movie because then you can talk and stuff like that. Well, or is in a theater, you really can't talk to each other. And
well, that and, like, you pay to go to the movies, and like I said, I just kind of think it's like a waste of time for us to go out when, like, we don't really get out that much, and then we waste 2 hours of time we are out together, not, like, communicating or.
I see. So you have found something that you and your husband can do together. You go out to dinner. What other types of things do you like to do when you go on your dates?
I don't know. We really don't do anything. Around the mall sometimes. Walk around Walmart, or we get groceries. Usually turns into an errand somehow.
An errand instead of like a date, more or less.
Yeah.
Tell me more about what you'd like your time to be with your husband when you're out.
What I would like, or what?
Yeah, what you would like, if you could. If you could do anything, what would you like to do?
I don't know. Like, we used to go putt putting, or I don't know, like, I don't really know what you do on a date, I guess, anymore. It's been a really long time since I dated. I don't know, we've gone for putt-putt before. I guess we've gone bowling. I don't think we've ever done it together, but I've gone ice skating on dates before, stuff like that. We just don't really do those things, so.
So let me make sure that I understand what you're saying. So there are things that you would like to do maybe on a date, but it's been such a long time since you and your husband have actually had a date because these children came into the picture and you've been married for a while, right? And you've kind of lost the sense of what date night ought to be.
Yeah, I mean, plus, like, because I think we do have little kids and we don't have very many people that we trust to watch them, I think it's like a challenge because my mom has a really busy life too, and so, like, if she's gonna watch the kids, it's a lot of times it's like last minute, so there's not a lot of planning that goes into it either, which is like most of the time when you have a date, you're like, oh, like, not necessarily movies, but what time does this start, and when can we go to dinner so that we can be there on time, and you know what I mean? Because it's like by the time we leave the house, it's like, yeah.
So what you're saying is that it just gets to be like a last minute kind of thing. You're going out and you don't have enough time to plan it. And then when you try to get out of the house, that probably can be a challenge too, right? With 2 young kids, depending on what's going on.
If they're still, like, both awake, or if my daughter is, like, be cranky. Sometimes it's even hard to just like get
Mm-hmm.
out without her getting upset. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to kind of wing it.
Kind of sneak away. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? So it sounds like maybe um, what you're doing really isn't working well for you guys as far as your date nights. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess.
Can you tell me of any ideas you might have to plan it a little better? Can you think of how that might be able to go differently?
I don't really know because I don't really want to plan it. Like, I don't know, it's like draining kind of thinking about it. It's like daunting. Feels like a job or a chore.
Mm.
Like, I guess because that's how it has become. Like, not going on a date. Like, I like doing it, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just like planning it. Like, I don't like to do that anymore because it just feels like it's something I have to do. Like, I don't want to have to think about it. Like, I would like for my husband to just like do everything and not tell me where we're going and
Mm-hmm.
like take me out and stuff. And but like I said, like I think that's his issue too. Like he doesn't really know what to do on a date anymore. Like it's kind of funny because like whenever we do get time away, it's like what do you do without your kids when
Mm-hmm.
you're not with them?
So what I hear you're saying is that you would like your husband to plan the dates because that takes the pressure off of you, right? And you don't feel, a sense of maybe being overwhelmed by having to plan this date. But then at the same time, he doesn't really know what to do either. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that maybe you and him could sit down and just brainstorm some random ideas that you might agree upon?
I guess, but I feel like that might turn into a fight. Just because we don't really agree on things that are fun to do. Like he likes going to the movies, and I don't really like that. And it's like I don't know.
Do you feel like you could maybe compromise a little? Maybe one time you could go to the movies if you wanted to do that, and then next time you could do something you wanted to do.
I guess.
I guess. But you don't seem really sure about that.
I don't know. I just don't like going to the movies.
So you think, what I hear you say is you think that he would pick the movies every time.
Anytime it's his choice, yeah.
Okay, I see. So, what about if you brainstorm other ideas that leaves out the movies? You think that would work?
I don't really know. We don't really live in a big town, so I'm not really sure what we would do.
So you feel like your town is a little bit restrictive for ideas. Tell me, what kinds of things are there to do in your town?
Um, Bars or dancing or um, bowling or that's pretty much it for winter. Or I guess ice skating.
Hmm.
Yep.
Are there concerts?
Not in our town.
No. You guys like sports events at all?
Not really.
No.
Those concerts I think are kind of the same thing as a movie. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not that it would be fun, but it's not like quality time.
Mm-hmm. So basically, right now, we're looking for other things to do on our date nights, and you want him to plan it, right? Other than movies.
Right.
And you want to be able to maybe get away for more than a couple hours. Maybe somehow we can plan with Mom a little more ahead of time to see if maybe she could maybe arrange her schedule a little bit more to accommodate more than just a few hours.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel bad asking her all the time, though.
So I hear you say you feel bad asking her. Does she seem to have an issue with it at all?
I don't know, sometimes. And like I said, like, my kids are hard sometimes, like, and usually when she does it, it's like around bedtime, so, like, not, bedtime for my 2-year-old is pretty normal. She has a routine and stuff, but my 9-month-old is still, like, kind of all over the place with stuff, and I don't know, like, if you don't do it every day, it's kind of hard to take that role and, like, be consistent with it. So I just feel bad, like, leaving her with that because, like, we don't get a lot of sleep, me and my husband, and, like, so I just feel, I don't know, like, stresses me out to, like, leave somebody else with that because I just feel like it's not really fair. Not that she doesn't offer to do it, it's just, like, I don't know. Like, it's hard enough for me to trust somebody to, like, leave with my kids. And then, I don't know, I just worry, I guess. Not, like, about my kids, like, I know they're safe with her, but I don't know.
So what you're saying is you almost feel kind of guilty because the children are kind of, you know, they're higher needs kids because they're young and
Right.
they need a lot of attention, and you have a smaller child and it's younger and not quite sleeping probably all the way through the night yet, right? So nobody gets a lot of sleep. So when you leave Mom with you know, it can be a challenge because these two children are a challenge for you and your husband, it sounds like already, right?
Right.
So then you kind of feel like, well, you know, she wants to do this and she's willing to help you, you kind of feel this sense of guilt asking her, right? Because not that she's not, you know, qualified or whatnot to do it, but just because it is a hard situation because of their ages.
Right.
Okay. All right, so I'm wondering if you would like to take some of these conversations we've had today and go home and talk to your husband and see what he thinks about the date night idea, like you said, planning, possibly date nights, and maybe brainstorming some things, and possibly talking to Mom, you know, and if he can come up with something, maybe, you know, you guys could sit down and say, Mom, you know, on this day, you know, a couple weeks out, you know, we'd like to, you know, go on more of an extended date, you know, and would you be able to come over maybe at this time?
Right.
Do you think that sounds good to you at all?
Yeah.
Do you think that would help you feel a little bit less overwhelmed? If you could get out a little bit more often and maybe a little longer with your husband and do something a little bit more interesting on your dates?
Yeah, like, I just want to have fun, I guess. Like, I don't know, we have fun together. Like, we, I don't know, we have, like, similar sense of humor and stuff, but it's just, like, it's hard to, like, have fun when you don't, like, have a way to do it. Like, sitting at dinner is fine, and it's like, excuse me.
No problem.
Just like having something else to do, you know.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like we've had some ideas today about what you can take home for homework with your brainstorming. And then next time we could talk about, if it's okay with you, what ideas you and your husband came up with for your date night out and what kind of things you might want to do. And maybe how it's gone with mom and, you know, when that time frame is. Does that sound like something you think you could do for the next session?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Are you feeling like you feel a little less overwhelmed today with some of these ideas we brought up in our session?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're gonna go home and we're gonna talk to our husband and we're gonna brainstorm some date ideas, and then he'll bring those ideas. He'll pick an idea and go to mom, and you guys can come up with a date and a plan of how long she might want to watch your kids.
Yes.
And another thing I'm thinking maybe is when you think about the length of time mom's gonna watch the kids, maybe around your 2-year-old, you can kind of have her look forward to that. Maybe you can kind of, you know, let her know that grandma's coming over and, you know, you spend some time with grandma and you're going to do something, she's going to do something special with her. Whatever that is. If it's watching a movie or whatever she likes to do.
Right.
And get her kind of excited about it. So then maybe when you guys leave, she won't be so upset. Does that sound like something
Right.
we could put into that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds good. Do you have any other questions for me today?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Amber, for coming in. And I look forward to seeing you next week, okay? And see how it's going.
Thank you.
Thank you.